seconds, nothing will ever be the same.
Oh, man.
Ever. When destruction calls your number, there's no hanging up. In Mexico, a stunt rider is crushed by his ATV after a backflip stunt goes terribly wrong. And an inferno turns one of Madrid's most historic high-rises into a 32-story ruin. It's like an F5 tornado right through your living room, and it's called Destroyed in Seconds. Madrid, Spain, 2005. A fire erupts on the 21st floor of the Windsor Tower, one of the city's first modern skyscrapers. The 26-year-old tower is undergoing renovations when the fire breaks out. When the Windsor Tower was constructed in 1979, building codes did not require sprinkler systems or fire protection around steel support beams. It's almost midnight as large crowds gather to watch the historic landmark go up in flames. The fire spreads rapidly up the 32-story building and sends flaming drywall fluttering to the streets. Firefighters work to control the inferno before the entire building is consumed. Even with their ladders fully extended, the firefighters' hoses barely reach the flames. Temperatures over 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit cause the unprotected interior steel columns to buckle. At 1:30 a.m., the east face of the 21st floor collapses. Soon after, several more floors crumble under the intense heat. Fire crews retreat as the building's facade violently tumbles to the ground. They're a safe distance away as tons of debris hit the ground in an eruption of fire and smoke. The aggressive fire makes it all the way down to the 4th floor. By dawn, almost the entire building has been gutted. A mass of steel beams twisted by the heat and force of the collapse hangs off the 21st floor. 7 firefighters are sent to the hospital with minor injuries. Because of renovation work, the Windsor is unoccupied at the time of the fire. It costs an estimated $28 million to demolish the unstable structure. Authorities determine the fire is caused by a security guard improperly disposing of a lit cigarette. Ironically, the reason for the renovation was to make the tower more fireproof. Onboard police cameras are mostly known for catching high-speed chases and other moving violations. But as Officer Chase Burns patrols the quiet suburban neighborhood of Rome, Georgia, his dash cam captures something dramatically different. Up ahead, a 160-foot-high, 49-ton construction crane being used to erect a 4-story building carries a load of steel beams. When local resident Patricia Ross pulls up to a red light, the extended arm of the crane crashes directly onto her sedan. The massive arm slams down mere inches behind Patricia, trapping her in the car. Rescue crews race to the scene. They use the jaws of life to cut through the twisted metal. Patricia emerges from her demolished car. She's taken to the hospital for neck and back injuries. The crane operator manages to jump clear and suffers only minor injuries. An investigation determines that the crane's load is roughly 1,500 pounds too heavy, causing the collapse. If the crane had fallen just a second earlier, it could have ended Patricia's life. In the world of drag boat racing, alcohol flat-bottom boats are in a league of their own. Running on ethanol, these engines generate more than 3,000 horsepower. That amount of power combined with a light fiberglass body makes flipping over a constant danger. To ensure optimum safety, frequent inspections keep these machines in top running order. But as Jerry Davis is about to discover, some mechanical problems are impossible to detect. It's Memorial Day weekend on Lake Red Bluff in Northern California. Fans gather to watch the IHBA Nitro Nationals, where some of the top drag boat racers in the country face off. A single propeller rockets these dragsters to speeds over 160 miles per hour. Jerry Davis has been racing for more than 30 years. He prepares for his second qualifying run. He's strapped into the safety pod of his top alcohol flat-bottom nitro with a 5-point harness. In the event of a crash, the pod is designed to break away from the rest of the boat and keep the driver safe from flying debris. Jerry gets the signal and guns it. Jerry races down the quarter-mile course at 157 miles per hour. Just 10 feet from the finish line, a blade on his propeller snaps off. The boat is thrown off balance. The engine is ripped from the fiberglass hull, which then begins to disintegrate. The safety capsule instantly breaks free and hits the water with the force of 10 Gs. Three times greater than what the astronauts undergo when lifting off in the space shuttle. The rescue boat arrives, and Jerry's cockpit is hauled out of the water within seconds. The pod remains intact. The windshield, taken from an F-16 fighter jet, is not even cracked. The engine is also salvageable, but the rest of the $225,000 boat is destroyed. Thanks to his safety equipment, Jerry suffers only a broken shoulder and minor cuts. The break in the propeller is attributed to metal fatigue, even though it's only been used in 2 previous races. Despite this being the 3rd near-fatal accident of his career, Jerry is back racing only 4 months later. October 12, 2007, a weather event known as La Gota Fria, or the Cold Drop, dumped 17 inches of rain in just 4 hours, flooding streets and overflowing rivers. The Girona River carries thousands of pounds of debris downstream. The force of the charging current is so strong, the 100-year-old Beniar Bay Bridge crumbles. After standing for a century, the brick structure succumbs to the torrent. But this storm isn't done yet. 46 miles north in Havea, the destruction continues. The canal surges, causing watercraft, once securely moored, to break free and float towards the Parador Bridge. Bystanders can only watch as the surging current mangles dozens of boats. With no room to pass, the boats pile up. One after the other. The current is so strong, it forces the vessels under the bridge. Now carried out to sea. The boats are pummeled by heavy surf. More than 100 boats are either heavily damaged or completely destroyed. In the province of Alicante, 200 families are left homeless, and damages are in the millions. Replacing the Biniar Bay Bridge alone will cost the town $3.6 million. In the world of stunt jumping, they're called catch cars, stripped-out junkers that drivers use to cushion their landings. Over his decade-long jumping career, professional stuntman Tommy "Trouble" McTagg has landed on scores of catch cars and always comes out on top. Tommy's signature move is to quickly exit the car and get the crowd going. But at the conclusion of tonight's jump, there will be no quick exit. Trouble is his middle name. And anyone who's witnessed this stuntman's high-flying mayhem knows Tommy "Trouble" McTagg always lives up to his name. By age 5, Tommy was building his own ramps and jumping his bike over trash cans. Although Tommy's jumps have grown far more spectacular, he always manages to walk away safely, thanks in part to the junk vehicles called catch cars that cushion his landing. Here at New Jersey's Atco Raceway, Tommy is about to perform a 180-foot jump that he calls the dive bomber. Tommy has no problem clearing the 180 feet amid pyrotechnics. He hits his correct landing spot, but his momentum causes the catch cars to act like massive springs. He flips over and lands upside down. Rescue crews rush in. For the first time in his career, Tommy does not quickly exit the car. The crushed roof has trapped him inside. It takes 13 men to turn the car upright.
Now it's gonna drop.
The crew checks Tommy for injuries. Moments later, he emerges, rattled but uninjured. Tommy keeps the car's roll cage as a souvenir to remind him of the stunt that almost ended his career. One of the most challenging maneuvers maneuvers a Navy pilot needs to master is landing a jet on the deck of an aircraft carrier. The pilot comes to a stop by using the aircraft's tailhook to snag a 2-inch thick arresting cable. Accidents involving the cable can be disastrous. July 16th, 1991. Off the coast of San Diego, California, an F-14 Tomcat comes in for a landing onto the deck of the aircraft carrier USS Ranger.
Working on speed.
The pilot's approach is flawless. But when he tries to stop, things go awry.
Lightning, close aboard. Lightning.
Working on speed.
Onboard cameras roll as the 60,000-pound Tomcat lands at 132 miles per hour. The pilot successfully hooks the cable, but it snaps, and the plane plunges into the Pacific. Then, a hopeful sight. Two parachutes open just off the ship's bow. Pilot and co-pilot drop into the ocean a few feet from their sinking jet. Shipmates rush into action and pluck the men out of the water. Fortunately, the airmen are uninjured. If they had ejected just a second later, the crash could have been fatal. As for the F-14 Tomcat, it's a $38 million loss. The X-Riders event in Guadalajara, Mexico, pushes ATV riders to the limit. These pros seemingly defy gravity as they soar more than 35 feet in the air with no hands or feet. But the real showstopper belongs to the ATV backflip, a trick that demands exact precision. Caleb Moore is a member of the Bomb Squad freestyling team. Today, he wants to stun the crowd by pulling off a spectacular ATV backflip. But he'll end up stunning them for a far different reason. It's the X-Riders motocross freestyle event in Guadalajara, Mexico. Both quad and dirt bikes are featured in this high-flying exhibition. As a member of the Bomb Squad freestyling team, Caleb Moore's signature trick is the ATV backflip. Hitting the correct launch speed for this stunt is critical. Too fast and you'll overshoot the ramp. Too slow. Caleb doesn't hit the jump at the correct speed. His ATV only partially rotates. The 375-pound quad rolls right over him and almost takes out a crew member. Medics and team members rush in. Caleb suffers a concussion and a deep laceration to his shoulder. After 2 months in recovery, he goes on to successfully perform this same stunt all around the world.
Oh, man.
Buckeye, Arizona. On Interstate 10, just west of Phoenix, police pursue a car thief who's made off in a black Corvette. Even though the driver blows out 2 tires and is riding on rims, speeds reach 100 miles per hour. The pursuit continues for 40 miles until police receive help from an unexpected source. Truck drivers in the lanes ahead monitoring police radio slow down and attempt to block the Corvette. The driver tries to weave around them. His car goes into a fishtail as he loses traction. The Corvette collides with the trailer with such force that the roof of the car tears off, and the driver is ejected onto the jagged desert terrain. Police move in with weapons drawn. The impact is so great, it rips the shoes off the driver's feet. But he suffers only a cut to his head and other minor injuries. When an ambulance arrives, he's handcuffed to a stretcher and taken to the hospital. The tractor trailer that helped bring the chase to an end suffers minor damage. The truck driver is able to continue on his route. As for the stolen Corvette, it's completely destroyed. The suspect fully recovers and is later convicted on theft and felony flight charges. He's sentenced to 2.5 years behind bars. I'm Ron Pitts. Thanks for watching Destroyed in Seconds.